Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and G with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 394, where we're going to talk about comics coming out August 30th, 2015, the 5th release week in August. Sometimes not a good week to release, sometimes a gold mine that people overlook because they've been to their comic book shops 4 other times in a month. But Drew, before we get into what's coming out in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, do we have any feedback, anything from our listeners, or what's going on in the random world of comics?
Yeah, Jason from Hawaii sends us a question. Are your wives okay? Oh,
No.
man, that's never a good start.
Just in general, no.
Yeah. Are your wives okay if I take a picture of Jessica Nigiri holding up a sign?
Ooh, Jessica Nigri. I love her.
Nigri.
Big fan.
Holding up a sign saying happy belated birthday to you and Kyle. I'm not sure who Jessica Nigri is. It sounds like you do know who she is.
I do.
Let me just image search her real quick.
Careful.
Hello! Yes, our wives don't care. And who cares if they care? Please send her or her with a sign to us. That'd be lovely. She's a beauty.
She's
Cosplayer.
She's awesome cosplayer. She's bubbly. She's tons of fun. She does all kinds of neat videos. She's a complete goofball, but I think she's good for the geek industry, and I always liked her. I have for years now.
Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you. And our wives won't know. So, won't mind. That's very cool. Michael Lamb says the New Mutants 87 lenticular homage cover has a chance to be hot in October.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I'm guessing that's a Cable.
It legitimately looks just like the Cable First Appearance cover, only Liefeld has redone it.
Okay.
Like smoother line work and stuff. It actually looks pretty rad. And then adding lenticular on top of it.
Okay. Nice. Got my gears in the grinding my gears.
Oh, you know what really grinds? Drew's gears.
They're doing a Joker origin story movie.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said. Well, yeah, I don't know what to believe about all this stuff. There's so much Affleck's out, Joker origin story.
Jared Leto.
No Jared Leto.
But
We've
Martin
pushed back
Scorsese's
Sirens.
attached?
Martin Scorsese. The next movie is going to be Shazam. I don't know what to friggin' believe anymore.
Okay. But on its face, Joker, his origin should be nebulous. It should be confusing. It should not be definitive. It should not be pearls in an alley. Never. In my opinion, this is a travesty. And
So are you saying you could not enjoy a Joker knowing his origin?
my first instinct is, don't touch this with a 10-foot pole, and you're not allowed. You're not allowed to provide the definitive origin for Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some back and forth, and one of the things that I have heard that I like as a version of this is if it was an anthology movie of multiple origins that conflict with each other, and you don't actually ever know which one the real origin is. That one I could stomach. I could stomach that if there was still an air of mystery. But I think there has to be an air of mystery.
Well, I mean, in current continuity we have 3 Jokers. So hypothetically, we'd have 3 origins.
True.
So just by us knowing one, wouldn't necessarily know the others. Now, you're a big 1989 Batman fan, correct?
Yep.
In that movie, we know every stitch about the origin of Joker. Does that lessen that character and what Jack Nicklaus brought?
Yeah.
But I will say the fact that Heath Ledger's Joker within that movie, that you don't know anything about him and he just comes into town with such an air of mystery, absolutely adds so much more to that character. And I'm with you that I think nobody wants Joker origin. Nobody wants any origin. Part of the reason that everybody loves Spider-Man Homecoming is because we skip the origin and all this stuff. We all kind of know and want to move on from a lot of that stuff. So nobody's asking for this, but maybe.
You are a maybe.
Yeah, I'm not going to say burn it, kill it with fire. This is the worst idea ever, but I think there's a million things that would be better spent than this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Joker's origin has been on film already. And I wasn't thinking about 89, which is kind of my Batman. So
I was going to say, that's your wheelhouse. That's 19-year-old Drew.
Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe you're softening me up a little bit on this.
And I have another problem. There's also the speculation about a Jared Leto and Harley Quinn, or sorry, Joker and Harley Quinn, Jared Leto and Margot Robbie, Joker and Harley movie. That is such a abusive Stockholm relationship.
It's terrible.
I don't want to watch 2 hours of that. I don't think you can, in this day and age, I don't think you can do that.
Well, I mean, it still bubbles up in the comics.
Absolutely, but it's comics.
And it's terrible.
Panel, yeah. And you get weird little nuanced things, like you get that comes through in something like Injustice, where Harley talks about having a child that she had to hide from Joker and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you actually analyze it, it's about her abuse and her hiding a child from Joker.
Yeah. And yeah, it just feels so out of place in today's world. And it should have been out of place whenever it bubbled up in the first place.
Yeah.
But now it just feels wrong, and I don't like that relationship being played up at all. I like her a little stronger, a little tougher. Mech Cadet U by Greg Pak or Pak.
Greg Pak
got picked up from a miniseries to an ongoing.
Yeah.
So good for Boom.
And good for me. I pre-ordered this. I looked highly on it. I like the way Greg Pak does stories, and it didn't hurt that I had just happened to have, right when I was placing my order, been moving some things around, and I was moving World War Hulk back and forth, and I saw Greg Pak, and I was like, when I saw Cadet U, I was like, I'm going to pre-order that. That looks good. I trust Greg Pak's storytelling, and that goes against my normal rule of mini-series that people don't necessarily know about, you normally not having long-term value.
Yeah.
I took a flyer on it, and this is good for that.
You are the reason why Image launches everything as an ongoing, and then they convert them to a miniseries 3 issues later.
I believe that's math and scientific structure and looking at things. That a lot of these even if you look at we love Brian K. Vaughan, but the series of his that didn't do anything was the short, tiny little series that ended after 5 issues and everybody forgot about already.
I mean, so really, why? Why even don't ever call anything a miniseries? Call them all new number 1 and the first of a 1,000-issue series that we have tons of stories to tell, and then on issue 3 when it's solicited, say it's 3 of 5.
And it depends on your ethics, but there's also 2 schools of thought. I mean, for the collector, yes, do that every time. But if you're trying to hook a new reader and you're like, look, you only have to be in for 5. This is going to cost you a total of $15. Take this ride with us.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
Current solicitations have shown us it doesn't, because everything's like, brand new series, get on right here that ends in 2 months, but we're not going to tell you that.
But I really don't know why anyone ever calls anything a miniseries anymore.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, Mr. Miracle, a 12-issue maxi series. Vision, a 12-issue.
Yeah.
Why? You shouldn't have done that. Your sales would have been higher without that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mr. Miracle's doing okay, but
yeah, no doubt.
At least I liked it. Emiliano Bagnardi says, Kyle, go back on vacation based on your Sandman confusion.
Again, didn't read anything during that time period.
Can't read.
Can't read. Yeah. I've mentioned on many times those kind of things are a blind spot for me. I was simply prepared to talk about that moving.
No follow-ups.
I was ill prepared for you to ask me any questions in regard to it, and it was a stumble and fall. So this is yet again a reminder that Kyle needs to prepare and plan better.
Turns out.
Did you find your Sandman stuff?
Yeah, I found
Nice.
them. Yeah.
Did you have those?
Nice. I gotta take a picture and put them up. Wade Ledden says All-Star Batman is done at number 14, which we had a conversation. And I was like, he's got to be in. He can't be doing this in metal at the same time. Mm-hmm. And
and numbers weren't huge for All-Star.
Yeah. So I surmise that it's a possibility, and sometimes my surmising is like prognostication.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
So sell your All-Star Batmans now.
yeah. Michael Lamb wants to know, Kyle, are you hunting down the Paul Pope variant of Nightwing?
Yes. You know me. I'm a Nightwing completionist. When it came to New 52 Nightwing, I had every single book. I had every single B cover. Even when we had the Joker die cuts, I went and seeked out the retail variants that didn't have the die cut on front.
True.
Or what variant was that called? The newsstand variant, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm just cuckoo for Nightwing puffs.
And it makes it easy because they're independently orderable and not
they are
incentive or tiered variants. Yep. So you should be able to get that for cover price.
Yeah, I ordered everything that was available through the order, and then I always go back and, like I said, I use my my comic book realm, and while I'm in there, I make sure there's a check mark next to everything as far as Nightwing's concerned.
That seems to be all the feedback for this week.
All right.
What else is going on?
Of course, last week we talked about our picks of the week, and we missed a couple things. Of course, Weapon X number 7. We talked about Weapon H, and we talked about that on the previous Totally Awesome Hulk we caught.
And we just drove right by it.
Well, no, we got it. We just didn't catch the origin, which is this Weapon X7.
Oh, okay.
And some more into that, and it went cray-cray, and it's a $15 book. Right around 10 now, but shot to 15 on day of. So it was a heck of a book there. Also, what else was good? I think we just talked to Eric quite a bit about the Mata variants of a lot of the Batman stuff, and he was really high on that Shadow number 5 Mata variant, and it sold through like crazy. Did some really great things.
Yeah, Wolf was saying Weapon X7 on fire already, hasn't even come out yet. And then J. Mick says, "Why is this book caught fire? I don't get it." And and basically, it's first appearances and origins of new characters. Don't always, but can become key issues over time if that character becomes a hit and gets its own book and becomes popular, and one of those things has to happen, and has to have some staying power, and then it's a key issue, and it's New Mutants 98, it's New Mutants 87, it's Batman Adventures 12, it's
Hulk
181. So always first appearances are cool long-term spec books, and
people love the first appearance of Hulk. People love the first appearance of Wolverine. Why would you not like the both in one?
It is. Yeah. Why did this take so long to come up with?
And everybody just realizes this is obviously the type of character that Marvel will just drive till we're sick of.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be an Inhuman.
More than likely, they're going to shoot him into space and do Planet Wolverine Hulk.
Oh, perfect.
World War Wolverine Hulk.
Perfect.
World War H. Gotcha. I was crawling around on comicsheatingup.net, and they said, hey, if you guys like signed comics, Midtown Comics has signed version of Dark Knight's Metal. It's normally a $5 book, but for $10 you can get a Scott Snyder signed one or a Capullo signed one.
But not both.
But each independently of that. So, normally if you can get a signed comic with a COA from Midtown, I do a lot of that, especially a lot of times you can get them 4 cover. This one's double cover, and if you like signed, and it's kind of a neat, it's a weird Simon Bisley variant.
Here's the good thing about that. Here's why I would do that. The lines for Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo at conventions are hella long.
Yeah.
And usually capped or hours. So unless you like doing that stuff and hanging out in lines for long periods of time, you're not going to get a Scott Snyder or Capullo signature unless you put some serious time in. So if you can just pay double cover and have somebody do it for you, I mean, you can't get it personalized. That's the
it's a situation where this, because it's not a regular cover A, it is a Simon Bisley variant cover, which they're selling just the regular variant cover for $10 or the signed variant cover for $10. So
no brainer.
Yeah, if you like that kind of thing, I do that whenever I find that kind of thing for like no extra money for the signature. I usually snag it just for fun, and these are ones that I thought were pretty intriguing. Now, Drew, there's also some scuttlebutt coming from Comic Beat. We always talk, hey, Marvel shenanigans, hey, Marvel shenanigans. Man, their orders are a nightmare. Poor comic shops, poor cowabunga. Please, Eric, explain to us how to get these.
Yes.
Well, it appears that comic shops are starting to draw a line in the sand, and the straw that has broken their proverbial back is Marvel lenticular covers.
Okay.
So there is an article popped from Comic Beat, and it's a tweeted out statement on Monday from Big Bang Comics of Dublin, letting its fans know that they will not be carrying Marvel Legacy event lenticular variants.
This is Dublin, Ireland.
I don't know, but I'm just that was just the name of it,
okay.
So I don't know exactly where it's located. Instead of having an open order for their lenticular variants like DC, Marvel is putting them under a meet or exceed requirement. BBC, so this does sound like iron, making local comic book shops jump through hoops to be able to order these. For Big Bang Comics, that would mean having to order up to 170% more on a regular title than needed in order to be able to order just the lenticular variants. Another concern for the retailers is that lenticular covers will sell out, leaving regular covers just sitting on the shelf. These concerns are stated as having been repeatedly discussed with, but never ever addressed by Marvel. The writer of this also states, noting that he has been in contact with around 70 other retailers who share their concerns, and that they are no longer going to be ordering anything with a meet or exceed requirement, stating, we are not going to do it anymore. It's not good for us, it's not good for you, and it's not good for comics. We're over the jumping through hoops, and the terms of meet or exceed needs to be put to death in that order form and never seen again.
Okay. I mean, that seems a little Pollyanna to me. I can't imagine that that's actually going to be followed through by.
But I mean, these are shops that are with meet and exceeds. Some local shops are having to order an additional 100 copies of some books just to meet these requirements.
Right, but that won't be for everything.
No, but
occasionally that'll happen.
Either way, it's horrid shenanigans, and everybody wants the process dead. Now, I'm a huge vote with you.
Not everybody. Let me tell you why.
Okay, tell me why. Tell me why everybody doesn't think this is just Marvel being greedy.
If you don't already listen to the Cowcast by our friends James and Eric at Cowabunga Comics, that podcast is pretty retailer focused. A lot of cool inside baseball topics. Really interesting stuff. Last episode before, they talked about, it was all about variants, tiered variants, and the value of them to different stakeholders. And
this kind of thing's good for the little guy.
Who benefits from them? Wouldn't it be better Wouldn't it be better if you just put out a variant that cost $20 and didn't make anybody jump through hoops for it, and then that person that wanted that variant would be able to buy it for that price, and then the shop would be able to sell it for that price, and win-win? Well, they do a really good job of walking us through the kind of pros and cons, devil's advocate views on what the benefit is for a comic shop, what the benefit is for short-term speccers like ourselves, and as well as collectors and chasers, and of course for the publishers. And they do a better job than I'm doing right now. What I'm going to try to paraphrase is that for the speculator, of course, you want, if somebody sells you a comic for $20, that's the value of the comic. If you have to chase a variant that doesn't have a price but is only accessible by a 1 in 25 means, maybe that's a $20 comic, maybe that's a $5 comic, maybe that's a $100 comic.
1 in 25, 1 in 50 is not what we're talking about.
Okay.
We are talking about order and exceed. Or meter exceed.
They touch on those as well, and it's of the same vein. And for some retailers, the meter exceed is not a problem because their orders are conservative. Most of the time. So, and they're not saying meter exceed orders of Star Wars #1. It's meter exceed stuff that you shouldn't have massively over-ordered anyway.
There have been situations where meter exceed have been overprinted #1s.
But it's rarer.
But it happens.
And I'm not...
I had a happen a couple
Please don't
times.
I don't want anybody to think that I am the Marvel apologist
Correct.
this. But I'm telling you, there are valid arguments for this from a retailer standpoint, and from a speculator standpoint.
And
from a reader standpoint, a strict reader standpoint, somebody who wants to, that's a pretty cover, I'd like to have that and read it. Yes, it's dumb. Makes
I have no problem with your 1 in 100s, even your 1 in 1000s. That's cool. That go big or go home. That makes sense to me. But the meter exceed on certain things, where artificially inflate this for us, scratch this part of our back, and we'll let you do this, is not good for anybody.
Again,
except for Marvel.
Again, I'm doing a terrible job of paraphrasing their arguments, but they make good arguments. I would urge you to listen to the Cowcast on variants and tiers. It's really good, and it kind of illuminates a little bit why it's not awful for everyone. But it is a hassle. And it is a hassle for a lot of shop owners, and I can see why they opt out. But for those learned shop owners, which we think James and Eric are, who have a firm grasp of their inventory system and order history, and are able to manipulate those numbers, and they don't do them all, but they can pick and choose where to hit the tier and not hit the tier. They can play the game really well, and then it lets them be players in the speculator market too, and pass that on to their customers. And I think most of the times they do. They pass those valuable savings on to their customers, which are cool. But yeah, I can see how it'd be frustrating for some retailers to play the game when they're already ordering heavy amounts, because they're a strong supporter of Marvel. If they're a strong supporter of Marvel, they're getting punished for that, because now they have to meet or exceed those already strong supportive orders that they're sending in, and it's not fair.
Yeah. But it is, especially in these things where you have to order a ton of non-lenticulars to be able to order lenticulars. And guess what? Nobody's going to buy non-lenticulars. It's just throwing money in the garbage. It's another blah situation.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know anything about the formula for these tiers and how complicated they are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ordering a few here and there. I'm definitely not all in. And yeah, I don't know what the value is going to be on those. They could be super easy for a lot of stores to get, or really, really hard for a lot of stores to get. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes. I don't know if we'll be players in that market.
As far as Marvel lenticular, I'm usually out.
Yeah. Well, that's the first time in a while, right?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. Last Marvel lenticular, I jumped in, and that was the Deadpool dancing cover.
Okay.
I think that's all the news and things I have.
Awesome. Let's sneak peek it.
Yeah. So, if there's nothing else, let's head over to previewsworld.com, click on new releases, head on over to August 30th, 2017, click it into the old table view, and Drew, let's start where we always start. Let's start in Dark Horse, and let's also ignore the fact that I have slurred my words all night tonight and can't speak. Ugh. First podcast ever, guys. I'll get over these jokes.
My girl Joelle Jones, who turns out is engaged, boo.
Congrats.
Yeah. And I guess she's been partying too much on the con circuit, and has just now put out Lady Killer number 5, which was supposed to be out in October of 2016. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought this thing wrapped up, but it must not have. So I'll be buying it because I buy all things Joelle. And it's pretty awesome. But man, I could not fault someone for saying took too long, I'm out. Because that was a long time. And so but yeah, if like me, you're secretly in love with Joelle Jones, here's a way to show that with $4.
Let's see, we have Halo Rise of the Atriox, written by Cullen Bunn, with art by Eric Nguyen. If you're big fans of that Halo series, and this looks to be based on the RTS Halo Wars 2. Here is something kind of rad, which I have a copy of Halo Wars 2 sitting right there that I've not cracked open. But I enjoyed Halo Wars 1 quite a bit, so I will probably get this just because I've been trying to jump back into the Halo universe, and it's not been easy for me. But Cullen Bunn writing it, sounds good. But these Halos don't tend to do a ton. These Dark Horse Halos, there hasn't been a bunch of spec market, so this would just simply be a reading intrigue.
Yeah.
Anything else you see here?
No.
All right, let's head on down to DC Comics.
Well, it's mostly annuals.
No, we have the penultimate All-Star Batman.
Yeah, I said mostly. But yeah, it's true. We have All-Star Batman 13, and we just heard that 14 will be the last one. So either finish it up or drop out. There's a Dark Side special, number 1, in continuing of the Kirby, honoring Jack Kirby for his 100th birthday.
The All-Seeing Eye from Tales of the Unexpected 12 with art by Jack Kirby.
Yeah. We've got Black Racer and Shiloh Norman special. No idea what this is. It does have a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. I'm a big fan of that. Must be also something part of... is this part of the Jack Kirby thing? I'm thinking as well, because it's... Yeah, I think so. I think that's one of his old characters.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's Shiloh Norman has taken up the mantle of Mr. Miracle, following the example of Scott Free by cheating death on a daily basis, but when he pushes himself to the limit, the Black Racer comes calling. Now Shiloh is literally running from death itself in a cosmic chase, leads both target and hunter across the universe. This includes Tales of the Young Gods of Supertown, reprinted from New Gods 5, 7, and 8, which is old Kirby stuff.
Very cool. Red Hood and the Outlaws annual #1 by Scott Lobdell with art and cover by Tyler Kirkham. This is intriguing because at the end of the last Red Hood and the Outlaws, there was a big change for Bizarro. So they've completely done something different with that character. That's very intriguing. It was a very, very nifty issue. So intriguing to see what they do going forward. And the first time they're going forward is this Red Hood and the Outlaws annual, I think.
Very cool. Nice Jenny Frison cover on the cover B for Wonder Woman. Not her best, but pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Alright, anything else here?
Nope.
Alright, let's head on down to IDW.
Also nope.
And swing and a miss. Not time for those yet. Alright, let's see what Image has to offer.
Black Magic is back. The first part of a new story arc after a little bit of a hiatus. So we're back with Black Magic 7. This is Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott. It's called Awakenings 2, the first part of that story arc. Holy has been desecrated, the hammer is closing in, and the Dunridge case hits a snag. One that only reinforces Morgan's growing suspicion that the killer he and Rowan are seeking may be none other than Rowan herself. I don't know what that means. It's been so long since I've read it. I remember the word Rowan, and that's our main character. Other than that, I'm not sure who's who, but I'm excited to get back into this.
Ooh, Saga. Saga number 46. An operation and a farewell.
Short and sweet.
Yep. Farewells are never good.
Crosswind number 3. I thought the second issue was really good. Better than the first. And so I'm looking forward to this third issue. Good stuff.
Old Guard trade paperback as issues 1 through 5 for $17. Those are normally $5 an issue, so this isn't that bad of a nice little Greg Rucka value when you really look at it. So that might be worth reading them. I wasn't into them because of their price. But this is probably a good opportunity to catch that story, and it seems like well worth it.
Yeah, of all people, Greg Rucka needs to gouge us.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's really surprising. Maybe his artist is driving the boat on that price range. I don't know. Pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Also could mean that this is not going to be around much longer.
Es muy posible.
If you're not going to have 10 volumes, why would you short price your initial trade?
Yeah. All right, anything else in Image?
No, not really.
Yeah, a big dog and a couple little things in there. Let's head on down and see what Marvel has for us. Our good friend America.
Yeah, a bunch of Black Panther comics.
Deadpool has his Secret Empire tie-in. Deadpool sides with Hydra for too long, but no more.
Have you been reading the Generations stuff?
Nope.
Pairing usually two self-named...
Yeah, the old version and the new version.
Yes. The conceit is that something is bringing the old version or the new version into the timeline of the old version.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a self-contained story. Lessons are learned, and then the new version fades away.
Yeah.
And we don't know exactly what's causing this. I did not like a couple of them, But I did like the Wolverine ones.
Yeah, we knew we would on that one.
I might like the Thors. I haven't read that one yet, and I'm looking forward to this one, which is the Hawkeyes.
But they're both from the same timeline.
Yeah, so we'll see how that setup works with this story.
Yeah, because this apparently is an inexplicably young Clint Barton.
So he might be pulled forward.
Yeah, we have, very green Clint Barton with Kate Bishop.
Might be fun. I don't think they're worth $5. But and I also don't understand if these matter at all. Leading into Legacy, I don't know if it's really that important. But I'm just telling you, I've had uneven experiences with them so far.
This is yet another event that we weren't supposed to have because we were supposed to hang out and be a little bit chill after Secret Empire.
Yeah.
And we're right into another.
Speaking of which,
Secret Empire.
Heck of a segue. We do have the 10th issue of 10 Secret Empires coming out.
No, the 10th issue of 9. True.
That's true.
10th issue of 9.
10th issue of 9, and plus, not really the end, because I think there's an Omega volume coming that is going to tie up loose ends, perhaps. I'm going to pretend this is the end and look forward to reading that and finishing off this event. And I think it's been good, but
has it good? Good.
I think it's been good. But I like Nick Spencer, and I liked it from the start, so I didn't have any problems with it.
We shall see where Nick Spencer goes from here.
Yeah.
Hopefully back to his Image book.
The Fix, yeah.
The Fix, yeah, thank you. It's been so long since we put one out, I forgot the title.
It's been a while. Hey, do we like Mace Windu?
We do like Mace at Windu. We like purple lightsabers. We like, bald heads in robes.
Okay, well, good, because I'm guessing this is going to be one of those 5-issue miniseries.
More than likely correct.
But let's not solicit it that way.
Yeah. For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi have been the peacekeepers of the galaxy, but now, at the dawn of the Clone Wars, they find themselves in a new role, generals in an army of the Republic, as Mace Windu, one of the Jedi's greatest warriors, leads a small unit of Jedi into battle. Shortly after the war begins, the Jedi must make peace with their new role or be lost to the violence around them. So this is our Mace Windu stuff. It's an intriguing time. I've seen some Mace Windu stuff in Clone Wars. I think the original Comedy Central one, the slightly more rudimentary cartoon one, with some Mace Windu stuff where he actually is the guy that gives General Grievous his cough, crushes his chest. So I think we're kind of in the precursors to that moment. Kind of hope they deal a little bit with Grievous and him in the back and forth with the general stuff in this. Could be interesting.
Maybe.
We have our $1 versions of classic Marvels. Our Ant-Mans and the Wasps and our Iron Mans.
Those are kind of cool. I wouldn't mind reading both of those.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe X-Men Blue is on 10 already. That thing's flying.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, coming out regularly. At the
coming out,
so.
Yeah, no long delays, definitely.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 22. Doesn't look like it's a tie-in to Secret Anything. Versus Ego, the Living Planet.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Alright, anything else for us in Marvel?
Well, I don't see anything.
Alright, let's head on into our smaller publishers, our Onis, our Black Masks. Does 451 still exist anymore? Who knows? Boom, dynamite.
Okay. Oh, man.
Animosity 9.
Yeah.
as we continue to weave through the mainline animosity. We have Batvark #1 from Aardvark Vanheim Comics. A $4 price point.
That's a Cerebus kind of. That's the Cerebus imprint.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, this is this one guy. Yeah. Of course, a nice little homage to Batman #1. Other than that, no real interest in. Other than that, then hey, I know that cover.
Yeah, we have Spirit Hunters 10 of 12. This has been delayed a few months. Marching towards the end of this series, and it's been a fun Zenoscope series that I've enjoyed. And by golly, I'm not seeing much. There's that Robotech 2. Any interesting covers that might jump off the page since we enjoyed that first?
No.
No art germ?
They just don't have the name they need to on them.
Yeah.
Action figures are cool, but not that one. Yep, nothing fancy there. Gumby #2, Rapture #4. Savage comes out. That's not what I thought it was. Nothing. Swing and a miss. Anything else?
Not really.
Drew, can you find a lock?
A lock?
There ain't a whole lot here. A pick of the week. Is it worth going to your LCS?
I'd say you probably could stay home unless you've got to have that
Secret
Joel
Empire,
Jones.
You gotta know how it does.
Unless you got to have your fix of Joel Jones and Lady Killer #2, #5 finishes out that series, and you gotta run, don't walk in there to get that. But besides that, man, I don't know.
I'll have to read Saga second #1, so that'll be something I'll have to have. Yeah, other than that, everything can wait. I don't see anything here that's going to be worth more than $1 on the day or anything.
yeah. This is one of the thinner week 10s. I mean, could there be a revelation in Secret Empire 10?
No.
No, since we're already 2 events behind it already.
Yeah, exactly. I think most of our post Secret Empire books have already started post Secret Empiring. So nothing great will happen.
Yeah. There's a black and white cover for one of the spawns. It is thin pickings.
We knew that in a 5-week release month,
sometimes
these things happen. Yeah.
Especially post San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
A lot of publishers have put out everything they have. If they don't have anything coming out right away, if they only have like 2 or 3 releases, they're going to make sure they get it out by then. So you're not going to get some of those small press books now.
Yeah. And then Marvel's winding down event, and DC's hitting on its annual breaks. So put that all together, and you got a thin week. Of course, support your local shops. Run in, take the opportunity to dig through some back issue stuff and fill out.
Ask them about
start a new series.
Ask them about tiers,
like crying tears,
incentive tiers.
Yes. Talk about lenticulars and see if you can get more and more foil prints.
Ask them how easy it is and how much fun it is to do their order every month.
There you go. My pick is going to be Red Hood and the Outlaws annual #1 because Nightwing's in it.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow.
All I got.
You're as bad as me.
Yeah. I don't think anybody cares about All-Star Batman winding down. Just,
I don't think so.
Not a ton. We didn't get a chance to do a preview spotlight this month, Drew. We kind of screwed up on how early we got to start doing those.
Did we screw up? Or did somebody take 3 vacations? Who was that?
Also a distinct possibility, but I believe on the week we needed to do it, I mentioned, do we have to do it? And I was told no.
Oh, did you? So because you mentioned it at the last minute, therefore you're absolved of all blame.
Ta-da. See,
wow.
My wife understands that logic. You should.
Wow.
But there wasn't a whole lot of crazy stuff within it, but I did spend some time looking at a lot of the Walking Dead anniversary issues as far as Image is concerned.
Hey, I did too. I went all in, bought them all.
You seriously, some of them were garbage creators, so I picked and choose on based on creators.
I like Walking Dead a lot.
I do too, absolutely.
And so I decided to buy every single Walking Dead homage cover that Image was putting out, and that is their entire line.
No, it's not even close to their entire line.
It felt like their entire line. I think there was 20 of them.
Yeah, and they're releasing 50 books.
25, so. Maybe?
No, you're 20. We're closer with 20.
Closer with 20. It felt like a lot on my pocket, so it hurt the wallet. But I just want to get them all, lay them out, roll around on them, and then I probably won't roll around on them.
I was gonna say that right there, your value is gone, my friend.
But I do want to see them all in a row.
Yeah, there was a Scotty Young one that I'm excited to get. A lot of I'm like, oh, cool, maybe Saga. No, crap. Maybe Paper Girls and Cliff Chang. Ah, crap. A lot of the big artists I wanted to did not do them.
Yeah, it was like a lot of these books that I've already dropped. So I had to buy books that I don't even read anymore.
Ray Fawkes with Underwinter.
They got me. I went all in. Just to see what they all look like in person and be able to feel them in my fingers. A lot of the homages are pretty spot on.
Oh, you've actually seen them? I haven't seen them.
I've seen some of them.
Gotcha.
In the press release. So
I picked about 8 to 10, I think. But yeah, if it was, I wasn't going to go all in with them.
And some of them were like issues that I was like, why would they pick Walking Dead 8?
Yeah.
It was like, why didn't they pick Walking Dead 19? Some of the more, legendary covers. But
excited for the Dustin Nguyen. Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. I highlighted a few here. But yeah, there was a bunch that I was just like, nah. Because I think the value is going to be in certain ones that are based on creators and not necessarily the whole lot.
So what about me after I've rolled on mine and get the wrinkles out, press them, and put them out in a big row and say, complete set Walking Dead homage covers. What do you think? You don't think it'll be impressive?
It'll be impressive, and that will be hard to come by. So you'll be very good there. But I don't think they're going to be. So far these haven't been as sought after as we think. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Jeremy Hahn did one for Realm. That was pretty awesome. No Jordi Belair or Vanessa Del Rey. No Redlands one. I was disappointed in that. That kind of thing.
Manifest Destiny did one.
Yep. That one was good.
So I had to buy 2 of those.
Oh yeah, just because you're playing on.
Because I'm gonna flip mine. Yeah.
I skipped the Lemire one.
The Royal City. Well, I had to also get. I had to get 3 Royal Cities because they did that and the rock and roll, the '90s rock and roll band homage cover, which I don't know if it's Sonic Youth or Weezer.
That's Sonic Youth.
That's the Sonic Youth. Yeah. So I got to get those. So yeah, I was crazy variant buying this time.
Yeah, Becky Cloonan, but they're independently orderable. So
those one, that's better.
And they're not they're not FOC, so that was great. So I was a big fan of that. But yeah, I went through and picked and choose. I did not go all in with him. I did the Rob Liefeld one, obviously. That one sounded really cool. Granted, I don't need another tribute to number 1, but it's Liefeld doing it, so I figured why not. And of course, I did Jamie McKelvey and Matt Wilson for The Wicked and Divine.
Yeah.
So some neat stuff, but in all honesty, with this month, I did not do a whole lot in the independents in the back of the book this month, and it just seemed like I don't know if I took a few less chances, but there wasn't a lot of hidden gold for me in this one. But I did spend a lot of time looking at the Walking Dead tribute covers. But next month we think we've got our timeline all figured out, and we'll make sure we get you a little bit of a preview spotlight in due time to get into your LCSs to modify your orders.
Was there anything else that slid off your order form?
Not really.
Not really?
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't a ton. Like, my Marvels are getting super down. I got to start taking a few big shots on Marvel because I'm to the point where I'm not really ordering anything from them anymore.
You didn't do any lenticulars then?
I don't think there's going to be any value there. I think this little interstitial, and I don't know that this event's going to even be anything. I just don't know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I held back on that, but I think this next month I'm going to go a little more haywire on some things, so we shall see. Anything else, Drew?
No, that'll do it.
Well, thank you for sticking with Comics for Fun and Profit. Thank you for hanging out with Kyle and Drew. Of course, if we missed something on this little tiny 5th week, this August 30th, feel free to drop us a line at Comics for Fun and Profit. We've got a Gmail account. Is it comicsfunprofit@gmail.com?
Comics for Fun and Profit.
Comics for Fun and Profit @gmail.com. All of this stuff can be found at comicsfunprofit.com. We've got some good conversations going on our Facebook as well. We haven't got a single iTunes review in a very long time, so feel free to drop those up, move us up the podcasting ranks, make us a little more popular around our peers. We would appreciate it. We want to thank you so much again for Drew and for myself. See ya.